Hi guys, and welcome to another basement review by Diminias. Today's anime is going to be Future Diary, as recommended by one of my commenters, Demon Lord and Master. All one word. Very good name, by the way. So, let's talk about the premise of Future Diary. Basically, this is something you think of as a kid, is what would I do if I could tell the future? What would I do? How would I have done on that test? How would I have dealt with this person who's making fun of me? All of these things. That happens to our main character, Yukateru Amano, who happens to get his hands on a diary, a cell phone diary, that can predict random events around him. Now, the cell phone diary that he's using was previously one that he kept himself. Now, it's like he's writing it in the future, but he can see it in the present. So he basically can tell what's going to happen before it happens. And the first day he has this, or the first couple days, he basically uses it to increase his test scores and avoid bullies and stuff like that. But then he doesn't realize that he's part of a big game run by his imaginary friend, Deus Ex Machina, who happens to be a very real being and the god of time and space. Now, the game is basically between 13 diary owners who happen to all have different diaries that can tell different things about the future. And they use these diaries to basically play a game and manipulate the events around them. Now, Yukateru doesn't realize he's in this game at first and basically is jumped by another diary owner who's going to kill him. Gasai, another diary owner, happens to prevent this by getting in the way and changing the events that are going to happen. And this is how we're introduced to this pair of characters. Yukateru is more of a classic, weak, physically. He's physically weak. He's not going to go out looking for a fight, ever. Gasai, on the other hand, is absolutely batshit crazy. She has no moral compass whatsoever. Her moral compass actually becomes Yukateru, who keeps her in check in certain areas of the series, while other times, when he's not around, she just flat goes crazy and ends up causing some problems. And the dynamic between these two characters is interesting simply because Yukateru believes himself to be no good, he's weak, blah, blah, blah. He can't fight physically. He's relying on Gasai to basically keep him alive. And I hate that stereotype because it's not necessarily the people who are strong physically who are strong, if you get what I mean there. The people who are adored, the people who are liked and popular, not to make it sound like it's everything to be popular, but those people are leaders to some degree. Sometimes they're bad leaders and sometimes they're good leaders. But Yukateru wants to lead a good life, and he happens to be a good leader and a good moral compass for Gasai. Now, as the series progresses, obviously, these two are going to encounter other diary owners who are trying to kill them and hurt them. And each diary has unique abilities that makes it strong or makes it weak against their diaries. And it's interesting, some of the lessons they learn about love, about true love, about themselves, about other people along the way. And sometimes it's not just them learning it, it's the audience who's learning it. Like when we meet a terrorist who, basically lost her innocence at an early age because she was forced to survive. It's not because she wanted to be like this, it's because of this is just how it happened and how things came down. And it's really sad to some degree to see this, but this is somewhat how the real world works. Not everything goes your way. And each one of these people who are playing the game has a different motivation for playing the game. Because the ultimate goal for playing the game is to take Deus Ex Machina's place, to become the god of time and space. This is where, we run into some problems with Yukateru's character, is he doesn't want to become God. He doesn't want that. But the problem with his character is resolved about halfway through the anime, when a serious event changes his attitude and he gets a little darker and begins to exhibit some very dangerous behavior, to be honest. And but that's all in the character development, and there's some really sad scenes at the end where his dark side is more prevalent than his normal character that you get in the first half. But good character development, it's tough to say whether it was a good development, whether it was a bad development. It's a development. It's character development, and you have to live with it. It's how the animators or the director or the writers wanted the series to go. Overall, the series was good. Is it rooted in reality? Of course not. Is it rooted in reality for the most part, where you have the science fiction and then you have your reality that actually happens? Even then, I have to say no, because some of the actions of the police are just plain baffling. In fact, our two main characters probably should have been arrested after, 5 episodes, maybe even sooner, and they weren't. Whether they would just be arrested for their own protection or arrested for the murder of other people, it goes on and on and on, and you just got to say, you just have to let it go, because the series is going to entertain you, I guarantee it. But you have to let reality slide a little bit. Other than that, I have a problem with one more thing with the anime, and that's that we're supposed to feel good about the ending. But yet, I'm not going to say that we're supposed to feel great about the ending or good about the ending. We have two different sides of it. You have the good side, and then you have the lonely and very much alone side. And that's you. So you have the happy side of it, and then you have the very, very sad side of it. And I don't know if I like that ending, but it is what it is. I suggest you watch it for yourself. I think the anime itself holds itself together pretty well. There are some points where you go, hey, wait, that's not very realistic. But you just got to let it slide, let it be entertaining, and let the idea of time travel kind of flow into you via this anime, because I think it's an interesting take on time travel and time period in the future and what you can do with it. It's not very constricted. I'll say that right now. It's very open and very much available, if you know what I mean. So, guys, like I say, watch this anime. It was very entertaining. I watched all 26 episodes in probably 4 days, and I was very, very busy at work and other things. But I took the time, and it hooked me almost immediately. So, just one more thing. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you like the video, guys. I like to discuss it with you. If you have questions about certain things, I can go back and try and answer them for you, or we can just have a good old discussion about what we thought about the anime. So, Have a good one, guys. This has been Diminias, signing out.